This is going to be a little bit weird because we don't have our glasses on today. Also, we're not sure what our bags are doing. Hello, and welcome to the Once Upon a Corgi podcast. I'm Gabby, your host, and we are a puppy crafty podcast coming to you from Southern Connecticut. Yes, bud. Iron says hello. Want to say hi? I just want to say a giant thank you to all returning viewers. Welcome back, and hello, all new viewers. Thank you so much for checking us out. You can find me everywhere online as Gabagales and all my hand-dyed yarn at Once Upon a Corgi. And I'll have that up on the screen here as well. And you can find most of our show notes on our Ravelry group, Once Upon a Corgi podcast. The groups tab on Ravelry. We are recording this on August 12th, but it is quite late at night. We're trying a new podcasty schedule / work schedule, so we'll see how all this does. I know in the past, excuse me, in the past, I've tried podcasting at night, and it usually turned into a rambly disaster, so we will see what happens. So I guess this is technically a Corgi After Dark again. We've got margarita tonight, so adulting. And our Baratheon coaster, because Game of Thrones is life. We have a couple of announcements before we get into the nitty stuff, one of which I'm so excited to announce, and that is the Pumpkin Cal. So last year, my fellow Pum Queen and I, Joanna from the Stitching the High Notes podcast, hosted our first Pumpkin Cal. Knit, spin, crochet, sew, make it pumpkin themed, inspired, colored, you name it. If it's pumpkin related, you can do it. Make along, really. We should probably change the hashtag to pumpkin MAL. I'll talk to her about that. But we decided we are going to start it on September 15th and then go until American Thanksgiving. I will put the date up because I don't know it off the top of my head. It was fantastic length for sweater knits, but a lot of people did socks and shawls, so instead of dragging it out all the way to Thanksgiving, if you're we'll start it midway through September instead. The cat's running around the house like a crazy person. Guys, chill. But yes, so that gives you plenty, about a month to figure out your projects, get your yarn, and start prepping. So I'm so excited. I'm gonna make a tiny pumpkin. Maybe finish my socks that I started last year. We will see. My show notes are back here, so if I keep turning around, that's why. All right. I think that's it for just regular podcasty announcements. Yeah, I think so. So let's get into the crafting. We have 2 finished objects for you. I'm so excited. The first one is going to go into what I'm wearing. I am wearing on top the perfect crop top. I am wearing the perfect crop top, and I forgot the name of the designer, but I will put it down here in Oswald Vermeer on my Tesla base, which is BFL Silk and Cashmere. And on the bottom, I am wearing my tulip skirt. Ta-da! Ta-da! I'll put a picture in here too. It is a Sew Over It. God, might have changed. It is a Sew Over It London pattern. Yeah, I went on a little bit of a pattern spree, which you will see in a little bit. I'm not 100% sure what the fabric is. I got it at Affordable Fabrics, and I bought it like a year ago, so I don't remember. I think it's a polyester blend of some sort, but it's very comfy. It's got a nice drape, and it does not attract dog hair, which is A+ in my book. So the bug has definitely hit for the sewing. This took me maybe a full day. I cut everything out. That took maybe a half hour, and then I sewed it together in maybe 2 or 3 hours, including all the ironing and hand sewing, so not too bad. It was a good afternoon, spread over 3 nights. Our next finished object is this little thing called the Oracle Shawl. I did the test knit for Kristen of the Voolenvine podcast. This is her design, and it is out in the world, and you should knit it, and I love it. It is giant and drapey and brioche and squishy and beautiful, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have it done. 3 of my ends are woven in out of many, but that is something I can do while I watch TV tonight and fall asleep. I'm so excited. I can't even show you the whole thing. It's so big. And it's so drapey, and it's so beautiful. And for the last time, the pale white pink is Kevin the Skank. The reddish brown is Mormon Cozy. And the minty speckles is Mermaids Don't Run Track. And I'm so happy that they are living together in this giant beauty. I'm sorry if the brioche stripes are making you dizzy. I'm just very excited for it, and I can't wait to squish up in this. It might be a Rhinebeck shawl depending on the weather. See if I can style this properly for you. Probably not, but essentially it's just gonna do this, and I'm so happy. I love shawls that do this. I just want them to be giant hugs for my neck. But I hate turtlenecks, but I love giant shawls. Or, because it is massive and beautiful, I might just classic shawl it. Oh, looks so good. I haven't taken like formal pictures of it yet. That's my plan for this weekend, I think. I'm so happy with it. I had this insane idea to knit it in a worsted weight and make it into like a gigundo blanket. I wish I had worsted weight scraps, because that would be fantastic. Maybe one day. We'll see. I'm just so happy with it. If you've never knit brioche or pie shawl, I think this is a fantastic way to start. My first pie shawl was the Luca shawl by Jared Flood, and it was a fantastic pattern, but it was very difficult and probably not the best thing to start off a pie shawl on. But this definitely is. This is very, if you can knit lace you can do this shawl. I think that was probably the most challenging bit. And that's not challenging. It's not a challenging lace. It's like a 8-stitch repeat. So I think this is a very good, like, if you're ready to challenge yourself, shawl. I'm trying not to get this in my margarita. I'm just so happy with it. Maybe we'll just wear it like this. Is this gonna like make somebody throw up? This is a very high contrast. Oh, look at these speckles going around. Oh, God, I love it. It's beautiful. I know, bud. It's very nice. I agree. So we're not wearing our glasses today because it is Glare City. So if I start squinting, that's why. I love it. I might just wear it for the rest of the podcast. It is kind of chilly in here. All right, we have a third almost finished object for you. I didn't podcast last weekend because I was sick on Saturday, and then Sunday Jake had off, so I wanted to spend the time with him and not essentially be working. I do love podcasting and I do love you guys, but it is definitely a part-time job doing this. As I was saying about 30 minutes ago before I started rambling, almost hose. No, almost foes. So these are my zombie kangaroo tubes right now. I have not put the heels in. I'm gonna wait until I finish my Afterthought everything socks and then just do a giant heel party. But they're almost done and I'm so excited. I really like this like tiger stripe that's going on here. It's so cool. I knit these on a US size 1 Hiya magic loop. They're 64 stitches. And I did a 2x2 twisted rib for the cuffs, knit them cuff down, and my usual star toe for the toe. No ends have been woven in. I finished these last night, so I am excited. I think I'm gonna do a maroon heel for these guys, or maybe a maroon heel and a green heel, and just do kind of 2 different ones. I don't know. I haven't decided. And this is on my Isaac base, which is the 100% Polworth. There it is. And it is the zombie kangaroo colorway, which will be coming back soon because it is a Halloween colorway. I'm very excited to break into these next year when I can wear my socks again. I just love these little green bits. Is there fireworks going on? There's fireworks going on. I don't know what's happening. Yep, those are those. So this is pair number 8 for the box of socks once I put the heels in, which is super exciting. I'm back on track, guys. And I was using my Misty Mountain Made Corgi bag. Moving on to whips, it is Sweater City over here. Hold on, I don't know where to start. So many sweaters. I haven't touched Jake's yet. I'm hoping to put that back in rotation. But I have done a little bit of work on my So Faded sweater. So this is sweater number 1 for Rhinebeck. Right? Oh man. So in my head I'm knitting like 6 sweaters for Rhinebeck, but I just realized that I can't wear the one that I would want to wear on Saturday. Means I can't wear this one, but I can wear 2 sweaters. What if it's really cold? It's not gonna be that. It's New England October. Actually, I don't know that because it snowed one year. So this is the So Faded sweater by Andrea Mowry, as everybody has seen. It is my Franco faded, and I started fading my first color. Look at it, guys. It almost looks like a sweater. I am doing the garter sleeve, the shoulder cap garter ridge, and I'm blanking on what I'm supposed to be telling you about this. So I am knitting this 75% out of Franco Fee Knits. This top delicately speckled beauty is Sunset on the Seine, and you can't see it yet because it's still a fading section, but the second color will be Aperitif. There we go. This cake's getting a little bit squashed. I think I have like one more row fading and then straight. Oh, here's a good fade spot. Here we go. There it is. There's the fading. I'm knitting these on a US size 3 Addy Turbo lace needles. I think the pattern calls for a 4 or 5, but those are usually a good cardigan gauge for me, so I just went down with 3, did a little bit of maths, and here we are. I'm so excited for this. Now that I'm working on it, it's zooming by. I'm so excited. I kind of want to work on it tonight, but I should work on other sweaters. I might work on it tonight. I just love this yarn. It is, so the top section is on her Normandy base, which is an 80/20 superwash merino nylon. I don't know if she still has it now that she's switched bases. I believe she still has a merino nylon base. I just don't think it's this exact one. It is a 2-ply, so it's so squishy and delicious. And Afterthought is on her Pyrenees base. Oh, so this is her tag, and Devin is a speckly French genius. And you know how Knit Picks has like the palette kit you can buy of all of their like the whole like stroll palette? I'd buy that if Devin did that for like all of her yarns. I would just give her my savings account. Just take it. It's fine. I need that. I love her yarn so much. So here is her card, and this is Afterthought, and it's 100% superwash Polworth, and I'm super excited to be putting this into a sweater. This and the third color of Franco Fee knits is on the Polworth base, and I can't wait. I'm so excited, and it's the body of the sweater, so I feel like it's gonna be the most active part of the sweater, so the Polworth should really help it hold up to sweater wear and tear, and I'm very excited. I'm just so excited for it. It's my Franco faded, and it's beautiful. I don't know why I really like these light peach and purples right now, but I'm obsessed. And I'm just gonna go with it. I guess purple's really one of my favorite colors. And then I was living in my 100 Ravens bag, my goth bag, for like the least goth sweater in the world. Oops, that's what sucks. All right. The next sweater I'm working on, but Gabby, you're not working on Jake's sweater. Nope. Cast on another one for Rhinebeck. This is Rhinebeck sweater number 2. It is the Hope Cardigan by Amy Christoffers. I always feel like I'm saying her name wrong because it kind of sounds like my brother's name when I'm making fun of him. So I always hesitate. Yep, Christoffers. And I am using the Making number 3 magazine, which is Dots. Yep. So you can't get the pattern online. You can only get it in the Making magazine. I think you might be able to buy it on their website. Actually, no, I don't. I think you can just, I think it's only in this magazine. And I am knitting it out of Lana Plantae. Oh, I have the tag. My coupons. I'm knitting this out of Lana Plantae Farmed Yarns, and I got this at Vogue Knitting Live this past one in January, and it is their Rambouillet base, and it's dyed with marigold. And I've already started it. It already looks like a sleeve. So I'm super excited about this because it is a gorgeous cardigan, and it's simple, but it's got these little eyelet motifs going up the sleeves, and I think a little bit by the button band, so it's gonna show off the yarn really nicely. And it's knit in a very interesting construction, so I'm very excited to see how it pulls together. So it's not just like a regular, I'm not dissing on the Madewell, but it's just not a Madewell sweater with a little bit of eyelets. It's a little bit more than that. I'm very excited to see it. I'm using a US 5, right? Yep, US 5 3.75 millimeter. I did a 1x1 twisted rib. It just calls for a 1x1 rib, but I like the twisted rib better. And we're chugging along. I think we're in the big increase section of the sleeve, so I might actually just put a couple increases on this and then work on my fade. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say except I have been swooning over this sweater for like the past 3 weeks, and I am so excited to have it cast on. I'm just loving this yarn. It's very, like, it's rustic, but it's not scratchy. It's very lanolin-y still, and it's just like squishy and scrumptious, but it feels like it can take a beating, and like it's really nice and airy, so it's not going to be too hot of a sweater, but it's still gonna like, it's still wool, so it's gonna keep me warm if I need it to. I'm just so excited. I'm so happy about it. I've got my burrito stitch marker from Sucra. The camera's on the opposite side today. It's okay. It's just fireworks. It's just fireworks, but yeah, I promise. So sweaters are happening, and they're happening fast, and they're happening with no regrets. Only other knitting I have been doing is my weekly, so many needles, oh, I'm in the middle of a heel. Oh God. Game of Thrones knitting, which I should probably work on, so I'm no longer in the middle of a heel. And here we go. I'm doing the Yorkville socks by the Knitting Expat, Mina Phillip, in Madeline Tosh BFL sock on their Stormborn colorway. So, Game of Thrones. There we go. You can tell the super exciting episode happened about here because I missed one of these pearl bumps. I think that's when Jamie was having a little chit chat with some roses. I'm knitting these on my Knit Pro Zing DPNs, 2.25 millimeter, and they are just chugging along. I'm still obsessed with this base. So much so. I just can't handle how much I love it. It's just so squishy and like, just so squishy and plump, and like there's a little bit of a halo to it, but it's just BFL. Like, oh, look at that. I'm so excited. I really want 100% BFL base. I'm still debating about changing the Audrey from the 80-20 to 100% BFL. I might do that. I love these socks. And they are now living in my Stitching Plaza Corgi bag. Because, yes, all the Corgis, all the time. That's all I've been knitting. No spinning. I haven't really gotten to my wheel yet. I miss it. I just haven't sat down with it. I was about to say maybe I'll do that tonight. So apparently I'm going to knit on 2 sweaters and spin before I go to bed in like 2 hours. That leads us into stash building. So the first bit of the stash building are gifts. So I haven't broken the yarn diet more than I already have. I've just been spoiled. Meg from the Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knit podcast and Bad Wolf Girl Studios sent me a little message on Instagram saying, keep an eyeball out. I got a little parcel coming your way. And she spoiled me. I love it so much. This is her Ursula colorway, and I commented on it. It was just like, this is beautiful and everything. And, oh, it's everything I want. Like, look at these just like hidden bits of like neon glowy green and these purples. Oh, it's so beautiful. And she even sent me pickle juice. Yes, it's that bright, to go as heels and toes. Look at it. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I love it so much. It's on her, do I have her card still? Yes. So here's her label card. And I believe this is her Superwash Merino nylon 75-25 base. And it is just so plump and cloud-like. And I want them. I just want to do this to them because they're so squishy. Do you want to smell them? These are very nice. Do you smell tea? Are you talking to Pen Pen? Did you just burp on me? But she also sent me, look at him. Oh, it's so beautiful. This was the like test skein before she finished coming up with the pinup zombie colorway, I want to say it is. So it's just called Zombie, and it's just so neon and bright and speckled and beautiful and squishy, and Jake has already claimed them to be his socks. So these are gonna go in Jake's Boxo socks for next year. I just can't say thank you enough. Thank you so much. This is the perfect present ever. And it like came on a really good day where I just needed a little pick-me-up, so I'm like half weeping over neon colored yarn on my kitchen floor. It was a good day. It turned out to be a much better day than I anticipated. So thank you, Meg. I can't wait to like dig into these. And it really makes me wanna knit my Tale as Old as Time and Space shawl, even though I really don't want to knit shawls right now. I just want to knit sweaters, but I really want to knit with her yarn. I'm so excited. It's so neon. It hurts. And I love it. And my camera's gonna be super blown out the whole time because this is gonna be in the background. I don't care because it's beautiful and you need to look at it. Yeah, that's really it. The other stash building, I went a little bit pattern crazy. It's a smidge. I got the tulip skirt pattern from Sew Over at London, and I'll put a picture up here. I also got the heather dress from Sew Over It, and I already have some knit fabric in my stash that I kind of want to break into. Not tonight, because I'm already spinning and knitting all the sweaters, but soon. I think I want that to be one of maybe my Friday Rhinebeck dress. So I got those two from Sew Over It, and then Tilly and the Buttons was having a little bit of a summer sale, and I kind of went a little bit crazy. I got one digital pattern, the Bettine dress. Is that the name of it? I think that's what it's called. I will put a photo of here. It's like a very nice like t-shirt casual dress, and I'm very excited to get a couple more of those in my wardrobe and then convert the blouse bodice part of that into just like t-shirts, because I feel like those are going to be really nice fluffy t-shirt styles, and then I don't have to buy a t-shirt pattern. Bam, done. And then I bought some real patterns because I figure if it's on sale, I might as well treat myself, and I've heard very good things about their physical paper patterns, so I picked up a couple. I couldn't stop. I mean, I've been eyeballing these since I discovered Tilly and the Buttons like 2 years ago. When was it? 2 years ago? A year and a half ago? Long story short, I've been waiting for this skirt pattern for a very long time. It is the Ariel. If you take away the A and put a G or B, that's how you spell my full name. But this is the Ariel skirt pattern. It is a pencil skirt. I love it. I'm going to make the, I'm going to check what I have for fabric, but I think we're going to make the mini skirt version. I do love the pencil skirt version. This is definitely going to be my repertoire. But I think because I really like the short skirts, and I haven't been making them. I've been making a lot of the like the tea dress length skirts. Oops, goodbye Oracle. And so yeah, I just want to get a couple more of the shorter skirts in my wardrobe because I really like to wear them with wool tights or like pattern tights. I feel like those are really fun. I got this finally, and I'm so excited. I haven't opened it yet. Like, I'm afraid to open them a little bit because they're just so beautifully packaged and like they just feel so nice. Like, look how thick this is. There's some hefty patterns. And then I got the ever popular Agnes top because yes, I need this one in my life, and maybe this one but without the pop sleeves. So there we go. And I love that all of their things have just different little dot designs. I want to do obviously a striped version because everyone needs a good black and white striped top, but mostly, yeah, no, I just want like two striped versions, like one with plain stripes and then one with subtle stripes and then one with stripes and like a floral pattern. And last but not least, I bought the Coco dress because yes, please and thank you. This one I have opened because I posted a picture of these guys on Instagram and I got a lot of positive comments about it, and a lot of people have either just bought or have the Coco pattern in their hot little hands and want to make it. So I'm thinking we should do a cocoa dress make along. It's for confident beginners, so I don't see why not. I'm very excited. My plan is to have it start September 1st, so that gives you about half a month to, if you want to order the paper pattern. It said it took 7 days exactly, 7 to 10 days to get to the US from London. Or if you want to do digital pattern, you get it instantly, which is also really nice. So that gives you plenty of time to order the pattern, get it in your hot little hands, and make sure that you have all of the stuff that you need. I'm gonna put up a post in the Ravelry group, sort of like stating, hey, let's do this, to see who's interested, so then you can start sharing photos of what fabric you're thinking of, all that jazz, and a list eventually of stuff that you're gonna need. So I'm hoping I can put together a small video each week, kind of constructing it, so like we can make our dresses together. It's not gonna be a how-to completely. Like I don't think it's gonna be like a tutorial, just like a vlogged make-along. But I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If I don't answer them first, I'm sure many of the lovely people who are in the group and going to participate, if they answer it first, even better. We're gonna host a make-along for the cocoa dress, and I'm really excited. It's a knit fabric, so it's like a super comfy shirt dress, and it doesn't have to be the dress, like the make-along can be either and essentially any of the patterns. I'm so excited. Yeah, so they have 3 different versions on here. I'm gonna be making this one. I don't know if I'm gonna do the striped version. I have fabric for 2 different ones already in my fabric.com cart, but I might just do the lightly patterned one, so then I'm not trying to like line up stripes while filming, because I feel like that's gonna be a little bit difficult. But who knows? I might change my mind. So the plan is to break it up into 4 weeks, so then you have about a week to do everything. Like the first week is probably just gonna be like cutting your fabric out, whatever the next step is to prep, and then the second week can be start sewing, third week more sewing or like hem. I don't know. I'll break it up into sections later tonight. No, I'll break it up into sections when I post the threads. And then if you guys make them and then go to Rhinebeck, I think we should all wear our cocoa dresses to Rhinebeck, or shirts. Our cocos to cocoa Rhinebecks. Is that too much? I feel like Rhinebeck needs another day just so I can make more clothes. I've never hosted a make-along before, so these are all my goodies and I love them. I thought I was gonna be a so over it girl, like all the way through, but Tilly, you've stolen my heart. That's it for stash building. Now we have our Ask Away section. So there's an Ask Away thread in the Ravelry group where you can post any knitting, yarning, dyeing, puppying, life questions within reason. And we have, well, I was gonna do 2 today, but this is running a little bit longer than I anticipated, and I would like to go to bed soon, so I will save one for next week, which just means more questions for later. So this question is from Solo Kitty. She starts with, I have a question. I'm someone who has no art or design training, so I have no knowledge of color theory, etc. So preface that. Why do dyers put black in skeins that have other colors that are much lighter? For example, sometimes I see pastel colored skeins that have pops of black in them. They seem not to go together to my untrained eye. I figure there must be some reason, so I'm hoping you could maybe discuss this if you ever felt like it. Thanks very much. Thank you so much for the question. And my answer for that, I did go to art school. I had color theory classes. It was a very traditional fine art painting based school. I was a photography major. After junior year, I didn't really do a lot of painting classes, but for me, the short answer is for contrast. So when you have the lighter pastel-y colors, or just lighter, the same tone of colors all together, it creates a very even look in the yarn, and adding the darker color speckles, such as black or brown or gray or purple or blue adds a little bit of contrast, so it helps make the stitches pop. It adds a little bit of depth to the yarn. And really, that's it. Sometimes I do it just because that's what it calls for. I have a couple examples. This is the patisserie from my my France trip. It is a not very light, it's not pastel-y, but it is one of the lighter colors, and it does have the black speckles in it, so I feel like this fits the question. And I added it for contrast and for theme. So part of the macarons that we got were strawberry flavored, so they were this deep red with bits of black. So sometimes I'll add the black speckles just because it adds to the theme, and like that's the color scheme that the reference I'm using goes for. And other times it's like adding shadows to paintings. So you add a little bit of a darker color to help the lighter ones pop out more. So this one kind of is an example. So this one's got less of the black speckles on it. So it's a very, it's all the same, it's very close to the same tone. Like there is a little bit of difference between the green and the orange, but when you go ahead and add the black speckles, it creates a little bit more of a depth to it. So then when you knit it up, you're gonna have these little bits of the darker ones, and that's gonna help bring out the lighter colors, especially when they're close together. Another example of it is in this guy. So it is a very light pastel-y background, and if you take away the really dark sections, let me get really close to you, I'm sorry. So if you look at this section, it's only got a little bit of the green and the pink, so it's a very almost monotone. I mean, they are different colors, so you can see them, but they are very close to like the same tone. I'm forgetting all my like good terminology. It's my BFA for you. And then when you go back in and you add the darker bits, it adds more layers, it adds a little bit more depth, and it sort of creates a more layered look to it. So that is my long-winded answer for you. Mostly I kind of think of it as, again, adding shadows to a painting. So if you want the painting to look like it's got more layers, like it's got depth of field, that sort of thing, then you're gonna add, you're gonna lighten some areas, you're gonna use dark areas to push them back in the background, lighter ones to pull them forward. So I kind of think of it like that. Now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't really make sense because it's still an almost 2D object, and I think it helps make the pastels that much more pastel-y because you've got that high contrast between them. So those are my long and short answers for you. Thank you so much for the question. All right, so that is it for the super nitty content. The rest of this episode will be shop update and life stuff. So if you're not here for either of those, thank you so much for watching. And if you are, let's get into it. Our next shop update is August 14th, which is this Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you guys can make it. Before I show you what's in this week's shop update, I'm gonna show you a couple things. We had the first installment of the Edgar Allan Poe Yarn Club go out, and I have one to show you. Everybody should have theirs by now. I sent it out at the beginning of the week. I believe only one person was international. If you don't want to see it, skip ahead a little bit because I am going to describe it and go into the poem a little bit. And if not, let's do this. I'm slowly sliding off the camera. So this is the Edgar Allan Poe Yarn Club. I tried to do 3 poems that were very well known for him, but not, Poe. Like, The Raven is not going to be one of the poems. Neither is the Pen and the Pendulum. So get that out of your head now. All right, I'm going to show you the skeins. If you don't want to look, skip ahead for a couple minutes. This is Tomorrow I Shall Be Featherless, and it was inspired by the short story The Imp of Perverse, and I'm just super excited. This one was on the Oliver base, and I love it. I love it so much. I'm going to show you forever. Towards the end of the poem, I am providing a little blurb of the poem from where I'm getting like the titles from. So all the titles are lines in the poems or short stories. And this one was towards the very end. I don't remember. I wish I had the board in front of me. The lines Tomorrow I Shall Be Featherless just sort of stuck with me, and I'm really excited for this. I love it so much. Oh, I really want to knit a sweater, all 3 of them, but I'm not going to show you those. This is the first one. None of the skeins individually are going to be available or released until January, but I will be making up kits of all 3 for the New England Fiber Festival. So all the clubs will be out by then. So I'm just going to dye up a couple extra and do kits on the 3 bases, so then you have each colorway on the same base. So that is out. The skeins for the Grim Grotto are going to be dyed up on Tuesday. The other shoppy announcement thing for the near future is the Volca sock kits. So the Volca socks are a pattern design by Becky from the Stringing It Together podcast, and I'm doing a collaboration with her and Hannah from the Corner of Craft podcast. I want to say, I'm so sorry if I'm messing that up. Crafty podcast in the Corner of Craft. So I'm doing the yarn, Becky is doing the pattern, and Hannah is doing the adorable stitch markers, which I don't have yet, but oh, you will hear my screams of enjoyment and adorableness when they do come in. So I have all the yarn dyed up and all the kits are ready for stitch markers, and we are hoping to release this early September. I don't want to say September 1st, but I want to say around there. We haven't ironed out the exact date yet. I think we have to wait for everything to come in first. Make sure it's all ready. But I can show you the options you have for the kits. So there's a limited amount of kits right now, and if we sell out really quickly, I think we are gonna do pre-orders for another round. But I would say get ready for the first batch. They are going to be on 2 different bases. They will be on the Penny base, which is MCN, and the Isaac base, which is Polworth. So your MCN combos will be Something Sinister and Dark Like My Soul. So you get a full skein and a mini skein for heels and toes. And, oops, not that one, this one. Hedwig with Something Sinister. So these are your 2 Penny options. And then your Isaac options are Something Sinister with Hedwig and Hedwig with Dark Like My Soul. I'm so excited. I have this set for myself that I'm going to cast on this weekend, and I'm really excited to get into them. So these guys, we will be giving you more information / a solid date when we come up with it, and I'm very excited. It's just like a super cloudy, rainy day, but sometimes it's just blue skies. I'm so happy. I'm so excited for this collaboration. I can't wait for the stitch markers to come in. But keep an eye out on Instagram for that, because we will definitely be super announcing it, because we're all very excited. And the last but not least announcement before I start showing you the other yarn is I have made this year's Rhinebeck colorway. The only place to get this colorway right now is a Stitch in Time in Bethel, Connecticut. They got my first shipment of fall colorways. I just haven't dyed them up for the internet shop yet, but I'm doing that for next week. Spoiler alert. So the inspiration for this colorway, I woke up at about 4:30, 5 o'clock a couple weeks ago on like a Wednesday, and we have a very east facing bedroom, so when you like sit up in bed you just see the sunset, and I woke up before the sunset in like the light dusky, wouldn't be dusky, light pink and yellow and like pale oranges, and at 5:30 all I could think of was, I'm so excited for Rhinebeck. It's almost time for Rhinebeck. Mind you, this was like August 1st, so this is introducing the 2017 Rhinebeck colorway, No Sleep Till Rhinebeck. I'm gonna dye this up for next week's update, I think. Yeah, because I can't hold it in any longer, and I really want to knit a sweater out of this. I love it. Oh my god, I'm so happy with it. And if you sing the Beastie Boys in your head while I said that, you did it right, and that was my goal. So, No Sleep Till Rhinebeck. I just want to knit a sweater out of it, but that's like 17 sweaters for Rhinebeck. It's too many, right? Because I didn't podcast last week, I didn't show you what went up in the shop. A bunch of skeins still up from last week, so if you want to head over and check those out, they are still available. So last week we did Libraries Volume 1. We brought Gilded Teacup back. I haven't dyed this guy up in a while. Let me know if you'd prefer waiting for updates or do dye to orders for tonals. And we did some Lemony Snicket. Ugh, I love this teal. Look at that pop. This is on the penny base. Dream Kitchen. I love this. I've been loving this with Lemony Snicket as of recently. And this is on the Isaac and Ginger base. Here's another Lemony Snicket on Oliver. I've been doing a lot of Isaac, Ginger, Oliver, Penny. That's sort of just been my go-to bases for August. I'm gonna get Marie Cutie in for the second half of the month, definitely, because I miss her. Still toying with the 100% BFL base instead of the 80/20. Moving on to this week's update. I'm super excited about it. We'll be bringing back That's No Moon. This is on the Isaac base. It's gonna be a green update. Nice Guys Finished Dead. And Narnia. Ugh, I love this one on Ginger. Just look at those sparkles. And this is it on Isaac. I always get nasally when I just speak Gaelic. We will be having Warm and Cozy. And this is on the Iron base, which is the BFL Tweed. And we will be having Mondi and Down, which is our Outlander colorway, because Outlander's coming back in like 3 weeks. Let's see if I can make this look pretty. This is not a very pretty, I can't scan it up because it's still damp. Oh, that looks so good! So this is Mondi and Down, which means my pretty brown-haired lass. My brown-haired lass. It's a pretty big update. So a couple weeks ago, I premiered a Aran Weight 100% BFL base, and I decided to keep it because I love it, and it's squishy and delicious. And I decided to call it Cecil. I used to have a Cecil base way back when. It was a wool alpaca silk blend. It wasn't really that popular, so I retired it. Now I have the Polworth Silk DK base, which I love so very much. So Cecil is going to become the Aran Weight base. So I dyed some of that up because sweater season is coming up quickly, guys. There's 6 of each colorway. I think 6 skeins is about 720 yards. So if that's around what you need for a sweater, you're there. But I will gladly dye you up more if you need more than that for your sweater. Yeah, I'm trying to dye sweater quantities of these, but it's very hard to judge what you need. But I just want enough that you get like a good base. Does that make sense? Dyed up 2 colorways on the Cecil base. So we have Narnia, and just like look at that ply. So there are 6 skeins of Narnia, and I wanted to see what a speckle would do. It is a super wash. I'm gonna try and skein this up. It is still a little bit damp. It was 100% 100% super wash BFL. So I did That's No Moon, and the speckles didn't stay speckly, but they did this beautiful like watercolory wash almost. I'm so excited about this. And there are 6 of these skeins as well. Like you get a little bit of a speckle there. Like that's almost a speckle, but then the other speckly parts, like what usually looks like this, looks like this. I love it. I just love it so much. So there's 6 of Narnia and 6 of That's No Moon. And I really want to, I'm going to dye up some of the Rhinebeck colorway on this base, but I really want to knit a sweater out of it for myself for Rhinebeck for the 3rd day. It's slowly just been falling off the front of me because I didn't put it on Bowerly. So that is the shop update. Again, that's Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at onceuponacorgi.com. And I know that was a lot of information coming in at once. But if you do want regular updates on this, whether I podcast or not, check out the Instagram feed, or there's a newsletter you can sign up for. I send out every Friday night. I send it out every Friday night, and it will give you a list of colorways and bases that are going up into the shop for Monday. There's like a dog hair floating in my eye. It will have a list of colorways and bases going up in the shop for that week, as well as announcements, new bases, clubs to sign up for, events that are coming up. I just did a big one about Knit Crate and like showcasing the big Knit Crate thing we did, along with links to the website to email me, all the fun places you can find us. So yeah, just head over to the website and scroll all the way down to sign up for that. There is also a calendar now on the website showing you all of the events going to be going to this season. So we've got our trunk shows that we've got lined up. Rhinebeck's on there, obviously. So keep an eye out on that guy for vending events or just festivals that we're going to be attending. We have a couple coming up. We've got the Connecticut Western Yarn Crawl at A Stitch in Time in Bethel. I will be there all day Friday, not Saturday, Friday. New England Fiber Festival, the Connecticut Christmas Gift Show, and I'm in the talks with somebody else about something for a little pre-Rhinebeck show, so keep an eye out for that, and when we have all the details and time cemented, I will definitely let you guys know. So yeah, again, thank you so much for supporting the shop. It just means the world to me. I love it. I have like a fully stocked wall of yarn right now to dye this week. I think that's it for shop stuff. Which leads us into life things. Right? Yeah, life stuff. Honestly, I don't remember what I did the past 2 weeks. My brain has been a little bit crazy with ideas for the shop, so I'm trying to like tame them because I can't do them all in like 1 month period. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's been a lot of trying to figure out some long-term shop stuff because this just makes me so happy doing it. Lots of knitting. I'm not 100% up with the elbows and the arms and stuff, but I have been doing this hot water ice bath treatment thing that a very lovely viewer suggested to me, who is, I believe she said she was a massage therapist and also a knitter and gardener, so she definitely uses her hands and arms a lot. So that has been super helpful. I've been taking my joint vitamins, so that's been amazing. I don't know how amazing vitamins can be. I finished watching Once Upon a Time, and I didn't think I'd finish like the whole series, but I did. I don't know if they're airing another season. I haven't checked. So I started watching Veep on HBO because it is hilarious, and I love snarky yelling at each other. It is not for children. There's so much swearing involved, but it just delights me so much. I finally finished a book. I finished what was it? Not the Other Queen. Bolin Inheritance by Philippa Grigori. That was really good. And I've got Knitlandia lined up. It's next to the bed, but I just haven't read it. I don't know where to start. Like, I want to start at Rhinebeck, but everything's so Rhinebeck crazy in my brain right now, I feel like I might explode. So I'm going to hold off on the Rhinebeck thing. We will see. Knitting. Yeah, Jake and I have been settling in. I mentioned the last podcast, I'm trying to like wiggle my schedule around because he is in the restaurant business. His Monday, Tuesdays are the weekend, like Thursdays. Does that make sense? If you're not a restaurant person, I feel like, oh God, bug bites everywhere. We had knit group. It sounds really fancy and very Connecticut of us, but we had one of our knit groups meet at a yacht club on last week, and I'm covered in bug bites. But it was a very nice view and it was very relaxing, but I'm covered in bug bites. What was I saying? No, last week I was trying to rearrange my work schedule because Jake usually has Sunday Mondays or Monday Tuesdays or Sunday Tuesdays. There's like no logic to his weekends because it's the restaurant business. So I'm trying to shift my schedule around a little bit so then I can either just do administrative work or have those days be my weekends so we can do stuff. Even if it's just like watching The Wire all day, at least we're hanging out and not him laying on the couch and like nonchalantly trying not to breathe because he hates the smell of hot sheep. But he's the one who's dating a yarn dyer, so he chose this lifestyle. So it's been a weird adjustment trying to do that because I've been so used to the Monday through Friday or working every day lifestyle. Like I've just been had a job since I was 15. So any waking moment that wasn't in school, I was working. And it's been an adjustment to just sort of take a day off and not work. Yeah, I'm slowly shifting it. Like, I'm taking tomorrow off to go sew, and I'm very excited about it. And then I'm using Monday as my other weekend, but I'm gonna go up to my mom's house, and she has gotten into yarn dyeing and project bag making, and she's a fantastic sewist anyway, but her project bags are adorable, and she is going to be vending with me at New England Fiber Festival, and I'm super excited for her. She's gonna definitely have a lot of project bags, and we're gonna try and get some yarn dyed up for her. It's a little bit harder, I think, at my parents' house because there are still 3 children and my dad living there, so she's got more schedules to work around, but I think when she kind of gets in her groove, she'll be able to do it just as like a little hobby side thing, because she really wants to do it. Like, she's come over, she's taken really hardcore notes on everything, and like, oh, I'm so proud of her. I'm very excited for this. I'm excited for her. I think it's gonna be a really fun day. And then back to the grind. I'm really excited to get these fall colorways out. I had a pumpkin pie yogurt the other day, and it just made me so happy. Like, I've already had butternut squash raviolis. I haven't found it yet, but there is pumpkin spice coffee creamer out there already. There's already pumpkin pie yogurt. It's happening. Blue Moon's Harvest pumpkin beer is out. I almost bought a case. I couldn't get it. I didn't need it. I have an exciting weekend ahead of me. I had a lot of fun today. I did knit group this morning, and then I came home and dyed, and that was just a really like nice relaxing morning, and then essentially worked from 1 to 9, and that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that thoroughly. That's a really weird schedule, but I really like it. I'm gonna cut it off here so I can start editing this and hopefully get it up to you tomorrow before I go sew all the things, and maybe let the puppies out before they pass out, and I think Jake's home. So thank you very much for watching. You can find me everywhere online at Gabagales, all my hand-dyed yarn, at Once Upon a Corgi. Show notes will be at the Once Upon a Corgi podcast group on Ravelry. Thank you so much for watching and following and supporting, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.